So, on the topic of overcoming, you've dealt with controversy back in
Yeah.
2022. How
Yep.
did that experience impact your understanding of grace, especially in relation to ministry? And how did that experience impact the way you lead the church today?
Yeah, that's a great question. The thing about 2021 in particular was that the kind of culture we had tried to build here, in that there is accountability, there is a higher standard for a guy like me in public ministry, that the fabric held when I stumbled. And I was met with both grace and accountability. And I think what that produced in our congregation, is another visible picture that grace is real, and that there is still at times that there's a payment for stumbling that is costly in other areas. And so we have seen since, people more apt to confess more quickly, people serious about, what I would call, language of the village would be little lions in our lives, like small things that could grow into big things. So you got to get them quick when they're little before they become big. And we have seen, like a tremendous amount of trust in the processes we have in place to deal with those kinds of things in the lives of people. And so that's been the fruit of that.
Yeah. As a pastor, you've been through the ups and downs of the ministry. It's not easy to be a pastor. We see just so much. I mean, we talk about mental illness and loneliness and depression. What word of encouragement do you have for pastors who may be struggling with these things today? Because it really is, from what I've seen, a pretty lonely position at times.
Yeah, and I think I'm an outlier on this, but I've never bought into that. There's an idea out there that like a pastor can't be close friends with the guys that he does ministry with. And I know the dangers of that. I've been involved at the highest level with church planning stuff. The number of stories of men being betrayed and like sabotaged by other people in the church or other staff members in the church is a very real thing. I'm not built, personality wise, to want to do this by myself. So even in how we built the church, the leadership structure of the church, I'm one of three lead pastors, and I might have greater influence because I have the pulpit, but I don't have a greater vote in the room. And man, I have done life deeply with a group of five guys that are on staff with me, and the longevity, two of those relationships are over 15 years going now. And the other ones are right at a decade. And so I have chosen to not give into I'm going to carry this thing by myself. And I'm going to invite guys into my life. Now, it was a slow process. I didn't like day one, throw it, be completely vulnerable. But as guys showed me they were trustworthy, I invited them deeper and deeper in. And I'm 22 years in at the village now, zero regrets over that. I love the life I get to live with these guys and their wives. And I would encourage guys as best they can, to create a strong circle of trust where they don't have to be the hero, but they can be human. And I say that because they are human. And if you create a world where you're the Messiah, where you're the one that has all the answers, where you're the one that knows everything, you're actually taking a very difficult situation and making it impossible. And so I would encourage any pastor listening to this, reading this, watching this, to begin to create, slowly but surely, a circle of trust for him that's deeply honest and vulnerable for the good of his own soul.
I think that's good advice for anybody in any walk of
Oh,
life.
absolutely. And all the more so in what's becoming an increasingly unwinnable position in society.
Mhm.